So just in case Harry and William didn't have enough to disagree over, we have The Crown, the same show that's taken his family's traumas and has packaged them up into entertainment.
But we do love watching it.
Perhaps you might comment on what's on television.
It'd be easier if there was something remotely amusing to watch.
I agree, this is deathly.
It's the final season of The Crown, season 6.
This show ain't no good.
What can we expect?
A very famous ghost,
The arrival of Kate Middleton,
teen heartthrob Prince William.
Prince Harry in a terrible wig.
He looks like a knockoff Ron Weasley.
Bloody hell!
But how is it going to end?
We're all going to be talking about it.
Will the ending be as bad as Game of Thrones?
Probably fewer dragons.
You've got 45 seconds for each question.
I'll do my best.
Controversy first, season 6 of The Crown covers Princess Diana's death. What do we know so far?
So a lot of this season is going to be about Diana. The season's going to be split into two parts. The first half leading up to Diana's death in Paris in 1997, and then the second half will follow the fallout. And what is really unknown at this stage is how much of the actual night will be shown. How much will The Crown show of the crash? How much will they show of paramedics' fight to save her life when she was taken to hospital and there was emergency surgery? And what's really risky for the hit show is in what detail they're going to go into things. What's known is that they've at least recreated the Mercedes she was travelling in. So going into this, it'll be fascinating to see in what degree of detail they show this night that absolutely shook the monarchy.
And shook the world.
Don't really understand how I ended up here. Dashing around. And losing sight of myself in the process.
There's some really sad and solitary pictures of Elizabeth Debicki, who's playing Princess Diana, where she looks so lonely in the lead up to her death. How do these images prove one thing that Meghan Markle was right about all along?
So in 2021, when Harry and Meghan spoke to Oprah, one of the really big points that Meghan made was how hard she found royal life, how isolated she was, how disconnected she was from the real world, how dislocated she was. And you look at those photos of Elizabeth Debicki as Diana and you see the same thing. You see a woman cut off from the world. You see a woman left to fend for herself. And I think what those photos of Elizabeth Debicki as Diana really drive home is that it's been this way for a long time. Diana really suffered and struggled to exist and to maintain her mental health in that environment. And the point Meghan was making is that more than 2 decades later, the same thing was happening.
And people don't like it when Meghan's right, but she was on this.
Absolutely.
There's Claire. There she is in the green. She played Queen Elizabeth of William's grandma. What do you think is going through Claire's head? She's got a big grin.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the face. Like that must be a little surreal.
Prince William is reportedly sickened by some scenes in season 6 of The Crown. What are they?
So Diana will pass away halfway through the season. The crash will happen in Paris, but her ghost will actually appear in the second half of the series. So we know that Diana's ghost will appear in one scene with Prince Charles and her ghost will appear in another scene with the Queen. So this could end up being a really moving device. This could give us some really incredible scenes to watch, or it could end up being really tacky.
It's risky, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bringing a ghost back. It's very soap opera.
Very.
Taylor? Don't be afraid.
And this makes things super awkward for Prince Harry because The Crown, of course, is made for Netflix, which he's taken a heap of money from. Where does this leave him?
So just in case Harry and William didn't have enough to disagree over, we have The Crown and we have Netflix. It's really tough because Harry's now taken all this money and in some ways is reliant on Netflix. He and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, have a $100 million US deal with Netflix, whose marquee show is The Crown. You know, Harry said he watches the show. Nobody really knows if the rest of the royal family does, but it can't quite sit right that, you know, Harry is being paid by the same company that's taken his family's highest highs and their lowest lows, decades and decades of traumas, and has packaged them up into entertainment for you and I to watch from our sofas.
But we do love watching it.
We do.
Got to have watched some of The Crown, right?
People loving that. Yes, I have actually watched The Crown.
Do you fact check it while you watch it?
Yes, I do actually.
Based on what we know, it seems like there'll be one big winner from this season of The Crown. Who is it?
Da da da! I'm excited, it's Camilla. In a twist that nobody would have seen coming, in 25 years, Camilla's gone from being one of the most hated women in the world, who was supposedly having bread rolls chucked at her in the supermarket, to sitting on an actual throne and being crowned alongside Charles. So really what this season's going to show is the rehabilitation of Queen Camilla, her going from being one of the most reviled people in the UK to, if she's not exactly liked, at least she's respected. And if this was a real life Game of Thrones, I think we're about to see Camilla ending up sitting on the Iron Throne.
Good on Camilla.
It's a real comeback.
I drink because it feels good. More wine.
Thank you so much as always, and if you want to read more of Daniela Elser's work, it's at news.com.au.